Hello and welcome to Archvelder's Hacks with Archvelder and his amazing hacks. In this video I'm going to be showing you how to one-shot players as a fire mage and also how to attack players without any possibility of retaliation. So first I'm going to show you the build I'm using here. So this is the Fire Mage talent tree. In Tier 1, choose Fire Starter, which allows Fireball to crit when the target is above 90% health. This is the most important part of the build. Tier 2, use Shimmer just so you can keep in range of your targets. Tier 3, you must use Rune of Power. The 40% damage is too good to pass up, and the recent change so that combustion activates automatically when it's used makes it a lot more practical. Tier 4, I use Alexstrasza's Fury here for its 35% damage bonus. Bear in mind choosing Flame On instead makes it easier to activate the one shot, but does reduce the damage output significantly. Tier 5 is irrelevant, choose what you like. Tier 6 makes very little difference. I choose Conflagration as it's best for single target damage. Tier 7 is what this is all about. Pyroclasm, which allows your next hardcast pyroblast to do 225% extra damage. Now for PvP talents I choose Tinder just to speed up fireball casting. Pyrokinesis, which decreases the cooldown on combustion from fireball, but the really important one here is Flame Cannon, which gives you up to 15% extra damage while stationary. For conduits, the important ones are Infernal Cascade, and what this does is give you 10.8% increased fire damage for 5 seconds if you cast Pyroblast while combustion is active. This can stack twice, giving you a damage bonus of 21.6%. The other fire-specific conduit I'm using is Controlled Destruction, which simply increases your pyroblast damage by 5.6%. Now, to demonstrate what this is all about, I'm going to use the one-shot on this target dummy in Ardenweald. Now I'm going to start off by casting Fireball, and you immediately see the benefit of the Firestarter talent as you immediately hit successive crits. Target dummy health never goes down below 100%, so every time Firestarter gives me a crit, allowing me to instant cast Pyroblasts through Hot Streak. We get a Pyroclasm proc 15% of the time we consume Hot Streak. Now when we get a proc, it is time to activate all of our damage bonuses at once. This is the macro I use. You can cut and paste from the description below, though bear in mind there are geniuses who live in the comment sections of my videos who invariably come up with much more elegant and ingenious macros than I do, so you might want to have a look there to see if there is something better. Now as you can see here, you can easily do over 50,000, maybe 60,000 damage. You can enhance this significantly by using things like Rachel's and Covenant abilities. But that's generally not essential because we're already at the point where we can one-shot most players, even taking damage mitigation into account. The most important thing in the macro is cancelling Hot Streak, since Alexstrasza's Fury will get wasted on a random instant cast Pyroblast if you don't build that into the macro. Now this is all very well, but how do you actually get a proc and get the hard cast Pyroblast off? There's a lot of ways to do this. The easiest and most effective way is to simply use one of the toy items that act as a portable target dummy. The most accessible one is this wonderful turnip, which you get from a quest halfway down the Valley of the Four Winds quest chain in Pandaria. I also have the Loveful target dummy from the Lovers in the Air celebration in February. There's another one, I think you get it from Archaeology, I don't have that one. Now you have only 14 seconds to activate the Pyroclasm proc after it's been triggered, and that doesn't leave you enough time to get out of combat, mount up and ambush a player. So I use the ring item Precious Bloodthorn Loop, which is 100% drop from the rare mob Gorham in Shadow Moon Valley. This is one of a few weird items from legacy content which work in current content. It has an on-use ability equivalent to Rogue's Vanish, which saves you vital seconds getting out of combat. It is possible to activate the proc, cast Dragon's Breath for your 35% damage bonus, use the ring to instantly get out of combat, mount up, and pyroclasm the nearest enemy player. Now, if you're attacking Horde like I am here, you want some kind of chance of actually surviving after the one-shot. Now, I'd already developed a method to attack Horde players which is worthy of explanation in itself, as done correctly, there is no possible way for the enemy to get at you afterwards. However, many of them there are. You fly up above a group of Horde and cast Slowfall and Alter Time, and then start DPSing your victim on the ground. After 10 seconds, your Alter Time will transport you to safety back in the air. You can then use a Goblin Glider to escape. Now, the enemy will often pursue you on their mounts, so what I do is cast Invisibility. Make sure you feign a move in one direction before you go into Invisibility, so they can't guess where your landing location is. This method is very effective. You will literally never die while using it. However, it is very difficult to kill fully geared players with healing abilities in a 10-second time frame. But if we can fuse the one-shot technique with this, then we could have something that could one-shot a player and also allow us to get away quickly. And it turns out you can do this by simply casting Slowfall when you are building up procs for your Pyroclasm one-shot. I've already added Alter Time to the macro, so you don't have to do anything further than use a glider to get away, once the whole process is concluded. Now, everything in this video is a creative use of game mechanics rather than an exploit, so you can use it safely as much as you want without any risk of being banned. This video was enormous fun to make, and I'd like to thank the Horde of Airy Peak for mostly going along with this with good humour, whether they got one shot by me or were chasing after me. So there's the video. If you liked it, why not subscribe? And if you really liked it, why not consider joining my super secret Patreon feed, where I post all the stuff that's too hot for YouTube. Thanks for watching. This has been Archvelder.